Shalom. Call all Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the apostles and others of great millstone. Yahweh Shemel Shai Barakatham to the hopefully elect. And this is just going to be like a quick update in news and what's going on, because I came across this article, found it rather interesting. It says Hong Kong locks down thousands for compulsory C19 testing. All right, so thousands of residents were locked down and basically mandated to, because that's, I looked up that word compulsory, and it basically goes into being mandated. All right, so these residents, they were forced to get these C19 tests. All right, so let me just read this article real quick. It's a short article. It says Hong Kong's government locked down an area of Kowloon Peninsula on Saturday, saying its 10,000 residents must stay home until all of them have been tested for the new C virus and results largely determined. All right, because for one thing, being that this virus is mutating, and out there in the UK, they just came out. I believe the Prime Minister just said that, just came out and said about how this new variant is basically it can be more deadlier, you know, and they of course finding new strains of it, new mutated strains of this virus in other places like out there in Brazil. They said this new mutant strain of this virus, and as well as other places. So this thing is mutating and supposedly it's spreading throughout. So because with that you can expect more and more strict and draconian measures to quote unquote fight this virus, fight this pandemic. All right. um it says the government said there are 70 buildings in the restricted area of Jordan, and that it aims to finish the process within about 48 hours so that people can start getting to work on Monday. All right, and this restricted area, all right, to me, kind of sounds like what they had going on out there in the DC with the what was it, the zones, different zones that they had. Like they had the red zone, which basically people in the red zone, they were basically on a complete lockdown, you know um and um you know concerning that, man, because you can expect to see more of those throughout sometime, man, sometime in the near future. You can start expecting to see more things about like these different zones and whatnot, or hot zones and whatnot. All right, but so yeah, because again, thousands of these residents, they were on lockdown for you know says here 48 hours. All right, and everyone had to get tested. All right, because again, with the new mutant strain, you can expect more. Um, expect them to come down with these harsher and more strict laws and regulations and whatnot. All right. Um, it says Hong Kong authorities have taken aggressive measures to combat the C19 pandemic in the Asian financial and airline hub. But Saturday's move is the first lockdown in the Chinese world city. All right, and again, because the aggressive measures that they're taking to fight this pandemic, all right, kind of sounds similar to what the actions this guy Joe Biden is taking to, fight this pandemic. All right, being that um, this guy, man, just got in office, and he's already signing all type of um, he's already signing all type of things into play, man. Because this guy's not playing around, and he's coming with it. All right, and he's moving quickly, and Lord's will, man. Foot being on the pedal, man, being on the gas, it doesn't ease up. Because is Joe Biden just recently came out about how he's basically going to use warlike strategies to fight this pandemic. And off note, let me just say this real quick, um, in case, concerning the last video that I did, which was kind of going into, this whole warlike approach that Joe Biden is taking to fight this pandemic. Just to clear up any confusion, because I did that video like the other day, man, and for whatever reason it was giving me a hard time to upload, and I was trying all type of tricks and tactics and whatnot. I uploaded the video one time and there was no sound, right? And I was just trying little tricks and whatnot. I tried to cut the video in half. I uploaded a part one, wasn't able to upload part two. So if you see me if you've seen it to where I was I was uploading the video and then taking it down and uploading and taking it down. I was trying new stuff because for whatever reason I couldn't upload the full video. It was giving me a hard time, but through the spirit I actually finally figured it out, and I was finally able to upload it. But just to clear up any confusion, if anyone caught that, and to ask why, that was why. But nevertheless, again, being that the way that Joe Biden is tackling this, virus, the aggressive manner that he's coming in. All right, because again, with that, you can expect that to take place here, and even more so with these vaccines when they start coming out, because that's one of the things, Joe Biden, he wants to push. He wants to get 100 million, if I'm not mistaken, 100 million jabs, right? To people, so-called minorities and whatnot, which, the focus is on you Jakes, all right? Because not only, Joe Biden basically declaring war on the U.S. citizens, the target's more so you Jakes, all right? So it says many buildings are old and poorly maintained in a small, densely populated area where subdivided units are common, said Health Secretary Sophia Chan. Goes on to say the infection risk in the community is quite high, she told a news conference. After assessment, we think it's necessary to make a restriction testing declaration in the restricted area to achieve the goal of 0 cases. The restricted area has confirmed 162 confirmed cases of C19 this month, and the ratio of virus detected in sewage samples from buildings there was higher than that of other areas. So just to show how ridiculous it sounds, all right, this restricted area, supposedly they found out that this was basically a hot spot by testing samples out of urine and sewage, all right, taking samples out of the sewage, and they determined that this was a high area, so they got to lock it down to, basically force these people to get tested, all right. So yeah, this is what's going on over there in Hong Kong, man. This is January the 22nd. What's today? The 23rd. So this just happened. This just happened, supposedly. But nevertheless, man, because this is what's coming here, man. Because as it's been said by the elder brothers, man, it's speculated, this guy Joe Biden, man, he's not playing around, man. And just to give you a little glimpse, this is why pretty much doing a video on this article, man, because just to get a little glimpse of what could possibly, or how it could possibly go down here in the States, man. All right, forced lockdowns to because again, man, being that this new variant, new strain, I think they said something about this new variant spreading out there in New Jersey or somewhere up there up north. All right, they're finding different places, man. People with these new strains and whatnot, supposedly, right? But with that being said, man, you can expect, again, more lockdowns and more restrictions, all right? More draconian measures to be set in place to tackle this virus, all right? And again, being that Joe Biden, man, he's coming and that warlike mentality to fight this virus. He's coming hard and he's coming strong with it. All right. This is why they got the military throughout, man, which, I think that, concerning that whole inauguration thing, man, they, for the most part, they didn't, because, it was suspected that they, all hell could break loose, something could go down in inauguration, but, I believe that, that was pretty much for show, and they really got the troops out here for a more, sinister reason, so to say, because they know a lot of people are going to, buck up against this vaccine. All right. A lot of people are going to rebel against it. So they want to, this is why they got the military, but nevertheless, man, don't be surprised if, this takes place here, man, in the States. All right. That devil coming down with that great wrath. All right. Because of course, when they don't get the herd immunity or whatnot, all right, that's you can believe that's when they're gonna start taking drastic measures to basically get people to get down with the program, man, because that's what it's about, getting people to get down with the whole beast system and accepting of the new world order and all that stuff. All right. But because also, man, it's been said before, man, we're coming into really uncomfortable times for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, all of us. All right, even those in the truth. All right, Esau, man, he's gonna make our lives a living hell to getting us to taking these max and ultimately the chip. All right, because with the information that's coming out, man, concerning these vaccines, people are, again, like I said earlier, being that people aren't, for the most part, not going to take these vaccines. You got people suing Moderna and Pfizer and whatnot because of these vaccines. People are dying and people are getting sick. People are getting jacked up for taking these vaccines. And like some of the elder brothers said, man, things are moving so quickly, man. They could just sell the hell with this vaccine and just go straight to chipping people. They can cause an economic collapse, and bring in these chips. All right, because I was just watching about this, basically. Damn, I forgot what it's called, but basically, what does it say, man? Concerning this whole economic rescue plan or whatever Joe Biden is trying to do to basically get the make the economy bounce back or whatnot. All right, his plans or whatnot. Because if you pay attention to him, man, he's basically creating this welfare type system to where people are depending upon the government. Actually, because I got this article. I saw this article here. Where's it at? This basic universal income. I'm gonna read some of this article. The title says Andrew Yang announces $1 billion universal basic income, and TikTok hype houses in his bid to become New York City mayor. All right. I'm just jump down to get to the point. It says a tech entrepreneur is one of dozens who have filed paperwork to run for office in an attempt to replace current mayor Bill de Blasio, who will be term limited out of office. Among Yang's promises is a scaled-back universal basic income, something that gained him attention while he was vying for the presidential nomination for the Democrat Party in the 2020 election. The Democrats' plan for New York could give some $2,000 to each of 500,000 New Yorkers who are identified as being in the greatest need, and the money would be administered through the city's Human Resources Department. It would cost an estimated $1 billion. All right. It goes on to read on. It says, while running for president, Yang promised a universal basic income program that would have provided direct monthly payments to Americans. But his mayoral plan targets only 500,000 of the neediest residents living in the New York City, which has a population of 8.5 million. It's unclear how he'll pay for the program, but his campaign says he plans on pulling funds from public and philanthropic organizations. All right, and Like I said, they don't know how he would necessarily do this, but like this prophecy states in Revelation 13, it says he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. All right, because like I said, man, being that them pushing, because me speaking as a man, I suspect them to just with these whole stimulus checks and whatnot, because that's part of what Joe Biden's what he's trying to do. Offer more benefits, offer more these the EBT program and SNAP benefits and all these other benefits, unemployment, stimulus, more and more stimulus checks. All right, which that would lead to a economy collapse. That will lead to a dollar collapse. All right, because it's prophesied the economy will fall. All right, and again, being that with this whole vaccines, people with all this turmoil concerning these vaccines, they could very well just say to hell with all this and cause some type of economy collapse and um, go straight to chipping people. You know, and like I said, if you're paying attention to how Joe Biden is trying to rebuild the economy, all right, he's basically trying to set up the system, this welfare type system where everyone's dependent upon the government, and that's where he's going to get you. That's where he get you, all right? Because like it's been said, man, Esau's setting up the snare for Jake, and Jake, they're like the scriptures say, man, sheep being led to the slaughter, sheep being led to the slaughter. Jake is going to end up just falling for it, falling right into the trap, man. Without question, without doubt, without second thought, they're going to fall into it, all right? Because being a lot of Jake, man, they getting these benefits and whatnot, they're actually doing better. They're getting more than what they actually did when they're actually working their regular jobs or whatnot. So Jake, man, once they get these benefits, and like I said here, all right, because this is something proposed, direct monthly payments of these little stimulus benefits or whatever. This is something that would be continuous and ongoing, right? And again, being that this what Joe Biden, what his plan, what it appears to be is this is what he's setting up, this type of basic universal income system, this welfare system, to where everyone's getting these continuous benefits to get everyone dependent upon the government. All right. So just want to bring that out a little bit, going back to this article. All right. Because again, being that Jake is getting set up for the kill, man. All right. They can easily, talking about over here in the States, man, they can easily set it up to where everyone has to get, well, they can set it up to where everyone's getting these little benefits and stimulus checks and whatnot, right? And in order to continue to get these benefits and whatnot, you gotta take the jab. You gotta get this jab, right? And this could be during a time of lockdowns and because like I said, man, it's going to get real uncomfortable, and the only thing that's going to carry us through that time is going to be our faith, all right? Because again, it's just so how bad it's going to get, man. All these residents locked down for 48 hours for mandatory testing, all right? And eventually it's going to lead to jabs, and eventually it's going to lead to the microchip, So let me get a few precepts. Let me get this first, and Louisville is still there. Okay, so Isaiah 65. I'm gonna just get this because I made the point. Well, let me just read it. Isaiah 65:12. It says, "Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not." Yeah, because ultimately, man, Jake, they don't put their trust in Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, we were created to serve Yahweh Shemel Shai, but these people think they're too good for the Most High. Jake thinks they're too good to serve Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's why the scriptures talk about, because of the pride of their cities. All right, destruction is coming. All right, and the Lord's getting ready to send out mass judgment, man. And a lot of people are numbered to the sword. Like the scriptures talk about how the people are numbered to the sword. People are numbered to the famine, captivity, the beast. All right, said judgments, for said individuals, man. It's set up. This is how it's set up, man. All right, because this when these troops come through, man, they're not gonna be playing around. All All right, when the devil comes in with that great wrath, and I'm going to get that in a second, Exodus 16, when it talks about the burning wrath of a great multitude. All right, but when these devils come in, man, they're not going to be playing around. All right, they're not going to be asking questions. All right, they're not going to be able to make no negotiations. There's another part in the Bible that talks about how when these, because America's going to get invaded with foreign troops, all right, and when them troops come in, you're not going to be able to reason with them. You're not going to be able to, flaunt money or anything, bargain with them or anything. All right, reading on, it says, therefore thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So you see, because again, being that, Jake is in that spirit of, because, I got to give it to Esau, man. The Lord created this devil to be exactly who he is, man. The deceiver, the deceiving tongue that he is, all right? Because watching these speeches and whatnot, hey, man, you got to give it to Esau, man. They do a hell of a job. And like I said, because this is why Jacob's going to get led to the slaughter, man, like sheep, because, hey, man, these devils sound hella good, man. They talk a hell of a game, If I was in that spirit of these people, man, like these people in the world, man, I'd be like, man, I'd be in the same spirit these people are coming in, because they really do. They think that, they got something. They really do feel there's hope now that this guy Joe Biden is in office, right? Because again, he's talking all this talk, man. He's talking one hell of a game, and I'm just like, damn, this guy's hella good, And this is why Jake, man, they're in that spirit of peace and safety, man. Like the scripture saying, man, peace and safety comes in sudden destruction, all right, and and this is why, again, because they're going to get caught out there, man. I'm going to read verse 13 again. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. All right. And this is going to be, during Jacob's trouble. And when Esau starts showing his true colors and his true horns or whatnot. All right. And that's when Jacob's going to be, that's when Jacob's going to realize that they messed up. All right. But by then it's going to be too late. So that's why, death, destruction, the morning is coming to them. When you read verse 14, it says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy. And we're doing that now for the most part. All right, I know I am. Shit. With everything that's going on. All right, the brother out there, the elder brother out there in Kansas City, GMS Kansas City, basically came out about how out there in Missouri, man, they're what was it? They basically had I think it was a FEMA was activated for for these vaccines and whatnot. All right. The elder brother was talking about how his job was offering him to take the vaccine and whatnot. They're activating the FEMA troops, military and whatnot. All right. I think I saw something in Delaware, if I'm not mistaken. And even out here in Orlando, where I'm at, I saw there's a video going around about how they're basically going door to door. It appeared to be local law enforcement agency. I saw some badges and whatnot, but they're basically going door to door concerning these vaccines. I don't know if they were checking to see the people get vaccine to get them vaccinated or to register or whatever. All right, basically they're going door to door, and that was out here in Orlando. All right, so seeing all this stuff, everything that's going on, man. All right, it's music to our ears. All right, and if you're in the right spirit, man, you be in that spirit of rejoicing. All right, because we're in the end of this thing, man. And like I said, man, the foot appears to be on a pedal, man. And Lord's will, it doesn't ease up, man. Let these things come, because we know and understand that at the end of this thing, man, what's to come. All right, let these things come. Lord's will, man. This is it. So we're rejoicing. But to these people, all right, reading on, it says, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. All right, so you see, because I often talk about how the table is gonna, the script is gonna flip, man. Right now we're vexed. All right, right now we're sorrowful and whatnot. Why these people out here, still playing around and they got the little stimulus money and they got their God being Esau Edom, right? This guy Joe Biden is in the office now, so these people are happy. All right, but the table is the script is gonna flip dramatically. All right, and they're going to be the ones howling and vexing and whatnot. All right, because again, with these shutdowns, all right, shutdowns and lockdowns, all right, resources are going to become less and less available. All right. And like I keep saying, man, life for all of us, man, it's about to get real uncomfortable, man. Because that's for the most part how they're going to, you know, get people to accept and get down with the whole beast system, making life hard for us, cutting off, this is basically making it hard for us to live, man. All right, because we're barely getting by now, man. We're barely surviving now, you know. Um, yeah, that was it on that. So let me go ahead and get let me get this second Esdras 15 and 24. It says, "Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction." So this is why the Lord's going to eventually, let all the hell and the death and the destruction that's going to come upon these Jakes, he's going to allow it to happen. All right. Because like I mentioned earlier, man, Jake thinks they're too good to praise Yahweh Shai Shai and submit to the law, statutes, and ordinances of this thing. Jake thinks they're too good because all the prophets do is try to help our people. We try to help our people, tell our people to repent and whatnot. All right. And the reaction we get, man, the hatred that we get just for trying to tell our people, man, to get right. It's unbelievable. And this is why the Lord's going to send judgment. Because again, man, these troops come through, man, and they start kicking doors in and separating families and doing all type of stuff, man, spoiling and taking all your goods and whatnot. All right, raping women and children and whatnot, killing for sport. All right, this is what's coming. Read verse 27. It says, "For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and you shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him." So you see, man, these plagues, man, they're not slack, because oftentimes, man, it seems like things will ramp up, and then it seems like a period where things just die down, and then it'll ramp up again, and things just die down. Well, this time, man, Lord's will, all right, like I mentioned before, man, the foot's on the gas, man, and Lord's will, it doesn't ease up, all right. Because these things, man, they're going to start happening quicker and quicker, and things are only going to intensify and intensify, all right? And Lord's will, man, this is it, man. Because like a previous scripture I read, man, hey, man, me personally seeing a lot of this stuff that's going on, man, I'm getting hyped, and it's getting to a point where because a lot of us, we all deal with the bullshit that we got to deal with in our daily lives and shit, we're just tired and vexed and whatnot. All right, we're worn out. All right, but the stuff going on, man, it's like the spirit, man. My spirit is rejoicing, and it's bypassing all the hell and tribulation that this what I got to go through in this flesh, and I'm sure it's like that for many other brothers out there, man. It's happy, we're happy seeing these things being fulfilled. All right, because again, man, these plagues are coming, man, and they're not slack. Because like I mentioned before, man, eventually, man, the it's not going to be a thing of us repeating ourselves and it's sounding like a broken record. Because eventually, man, these things are going to happen, and we're going to be living in it, and like I said, man, Lord's will, this is it, because stuff is moving, and it's moving quickly. All right, you thought 2020 was bad, man. I keep saying people think 2020 was bad. They prayed to get out of 2020 and all this other talk. Well, 2021, man, is going to be even worse. Lord's will. All right, so I'm gonna get this, man. Second Esdras 16 and 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you." All right, that again, going back to quoting that Revelations 12 and 12, man. The devil coming down with great wrath, because he knows that he have but a short time, man. All right, because again, they can very well just say, "To hell with all this vaccine stuff," and start microchipping people. All right. Reading on, it says, "And they shall take away certain of you." So you see, it says they shall take away, because like I mentioned before, man, there's not gonna be no bargaining, trying to bribe or nothing. All right, these people coming in, and they're coming in hard, and they're coming in strong. All right, like I said, Joe Biden, he's going about this thing in a warlike attitude. All right, tackling this thing head on. You know, and again, hopefully this guy Joe Biden is the guy to do it, man. You know, um, what was I at? It says, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. So you see, man, basically getting trying to get you to denounce the Yahweh Shem Shai, because just like when back in ancient Greece, all right, they were, you know, they had basically, you know, had Jake to where they were basically the Hellenized. That's when the Hellenization of the Jews took place. You know, they had Jake not circumcising their you know, circumcising the sons or whatnot, because that's a part of our customs. You know, our sons being circumcised. You know, they were telling Jake not to circumcise your sons. You know, they were making Jake eat pork and stuff like that. All right. You know, basically, like I said, you know, denouncing your faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. And that's what they're gonna try to do in this time. All right, just in a different manner. You know, and more so taking those vaccines, and even more so the microchip. All right, this is why they're going to be coming through and kicking doors in. They're going to shutting things down. All right, you're going to see more and more military personnel patrolling the streets, going door to door, like the example I used out here in Orlando. People going door to door concerning these vaccines. All right, you know, checking for papers, checking to see if you got your vaccine or whatnot, taking you to forced quarantines. All right, because that's what Biden is talking about. Joe Biden is talking about quarantining people coming in from different countries. All right, anyone that's, you know, comes from out of the country, different country, they come here, they got to quarantine, forced face mask on, and you know, all this other stuff, man. All right, because like I said, it's about to get real hectic. It's about to get real uncomfortable for all of us, whether you're in the truth or not. Because Jake is the target. We are the target. All right. But nevertheless, man, feeding you being idle with things offered unto idols. All right. And again, you know, going back to these vaccines and ultimately the chip. All right. Because of course, you know, it's going to start out voluntary and whatnot, but eventually, man, it's going to be forced. It's going to be mandated. It's going to be compulsory, like the article said. All right. Forced. This is going to be something that you have to take. All right. You know, and like I quoted in Revelations 13, man, he calls us all, both small and great. You know, because again, you know, this is going to be your way of surviving. This is going to be your way of existing in society. You know, because like I said, them giving out all this stimulus money and you know, benefits or whatnot. All right, you know, in order to continue to live and to be an individual, which that's, you know, your right, man, is to survive and shit, man. But these devils are going to make it extremely hard, you know, through their unjust, unrighteous decrees and laws and policies and whatnot. All right, you know, this is what's to come, man. You know, and that hour of temptation, man, is slowly but surely it's creeping up. You know, so this was just like a little you know, news and prophecy update. You could say, you know, yeah, I'll go ahead and end it off there. Hopefully it was edifying. Giving all credit once again to Yahweh Shem Shai, the bonders to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Lord's will. Until next time, I say shalom.